This week on TGC News, LanTac is making guns, agency is trying to set the standard, and two silencer smart guys come together. Tactical Baby Gear offers some of the coolest diaper bags, baby carriers, and day packs for the mom and dad that love freedom. Whether it's the Deuce 2.0 diaper bag combo with the bottle and dump pouches, the Day Pack 3.0, or maybe just the Tactical Teddy, you are bound to find something that works for you and your tactical baby. Also available are the new bulletproof panels that are level 3A Kevlar soft panels that fit inside either the backpack or diaper bag. To get squared away and get 10% off your order, use the code TGC10 at tacticalbabygear.com. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. You know, when you think back across the last 10 years of the gun industry, a lot has changed. We've seen some of the biggest sales periods in U.S. history, and we've also seen a lot of innovative products and concepts. And although we don't really dive too deep into brand origin stories on the show, I think this one's a bit unique. If you've been around a while, you may remember a silencer company called SWR. From my perspective, they were one of the giants early on in my gun career, as it were. They had this Omega baffle that was patented back in 2002, and it's actually still widely in use in today's suppressors. SWR later sold to Silencer Co. back in 2011. Fast forward to now, and the guy behind that company, SWR, named Joe Gaddini, links up with a sort of young gun in the silencer industry named Kyle Grob. Kyle is the owner of a company called KG Made, who sort of specialize in ultra-lightweight titanium cans that claim to have superior sound suppression and accuracy over just about everyone else out there. So you take the guy who started one of the former giants that created a widely used baffle, among other ideas, and partner him with this guy that's kind of on the front edge of what can be done with a can, and you end up with a company called RMS2 Suppressors. Now, if that name rings a bell, you get a cookie, because they were actually featured recently on the IV8888 channel in a suppressor meltdown. The can is called the Hopi. Let me break down the specs. It's a 6.3 inch long, 15 ounce, 1.5 inch diameter 5.56 can with an Inconel blast baffle and chamber and stainless baffles beyond that. Sounds pretty standard on the surface. They're claiming to have excellent tone and sound reduction as well, but being that they're a new company, I want to see some independent test results on those claims before I buy in. When I went looking for info on this can, something that stood out to me is that although they ship with a direct thread adapter, the back end of the cans are actually threaded to accept Dead Air's QD mounting system or any other ASR threaded QD system. So you're not locked into anyone's specific mounting system, and that's great because I don't know about you, but having a multitude of suppressors with different mounting things is kind of a pain. One of the other interesting things is that you can actually shoot calibers that are larger than 5.56 through this thing. It will handle a bullet diameter under .264, aka 6.5 Creedmoor or Grendel, down to a 14-inch barrel, and a 5.56 down to 10-inch. So a beefy 5.56 can that'll handle 6.5 Creedmoor and supposedly has excellent tone and sound reduction. You have my attention. MSRP on the Hopi is $885, which is certainly not the cheapest out there, but if the claims hold up, this thing could be a contender. And as it turns out, I just got one of these bad boys in for testing. I know not everyone out there is into suppressors, I get that, but I think as the industry continues to evolve, we will see more and more of them making their way into the hands of peoples that previously didn't give a crap about them. What do you guys think? Is this new one interesting enough to get you on board, or are you still on the ain't care train? Sound off below and let me know your thoughts. Next up this week is a new way to spend money. Agency Arms has announced their new optic mounting system called the AOS, or Agency Optic System. Agency's claim to fame is being one of the front runners when it comes to modifying pistols. Now, when you talk about modified pistols, there are a ton of companies doing this. It seems as though any gunsmith or gunsmith out there is cutting pistol slides, and not everyone is doing it the same way. It appears that this new optic mounting system is intended to sort of be that standard. What makes this thing stand out is that you have a lot more options than you would with just cutting the slide for a single optic arrangement or using like the Glock MOS system. There's just a lot more options. The long and short of it is that it's a universal cut that gets made onto the top of your slide, and then you have a bunch of plates that drop in for attaching a variety of optics and sights. If you were to get this done by agency for the price of $225, you would get your slide cut for the plate system, and that would include an iron sight plate, or for $15 more, you can switch that out for an optic plate. If you want to get a spare plate, it's an extra $65. Off the bat, they're doing plates for the RMR, Delta Point Pro, Viper, and RMS optics with the iron sight in front or the rear of the optic itself. And what that means for the end user is a whole crap ton of, you guessed it, options. We like options. At the end of the day, cutting up your slide is not for everyone, but if the industry moves towards some sort of standard like they did with iron sight cuts, that could be a very good thing in my opinion. I want to hear your thoughts though. Is $225 affordable enough for you to take the leap, or are you still standing waiting for better factory options? And rounding us out this week is a new gun from a company that burst onto the scene a few years back with a compensator called the Dragon, LanTac. They've just released a full line of actual rifles, and on the surface, they look pretty nice, and let me tell you, they should for what they cost. Let me try and wrap your heads around all these different models. There's the PDP, or Personal Defense Pistol, the UTP, or Urban Tactical Pistol, the Patrol, the Recon, and the DMR. With the exception of that DMR, all of them are available with or without the Law side-folding adapter as well. The core of the rifles are pretty much all the same. A slightly fancy forged receiver set with a flared magwell, magpul furniture, except on the pistols, which have the SBA-3 brace, ALG triggers, LanTac enhanced BCG, LanTac rail, and of course, a LanTac brake out on the end of these stainless barrels. On the short end, you have a 7.5-inch barrel on the PDP, all the way up to an 18-inch on the DMR. Quite a lineup out of the gate. There's sort of something for everyone. Well, I mean something for everyone that can afford to drop somewhere between $1,600 for the most affordable and $2,500 for the ones that have all the upgrades. You know, when I was writing this, all I could think was, who is this for? How many dudes out there are really dropping $2,500 on an AR these days? Parts are so cheap. Rifles as a whole are so cheap right now. Why would someone spend this much money on a factory rifle? Then I remembered that just about every AR that I have has some sort of upgrades or fancy rail system or some other OMG, I gotta have this for the gram type part. So who am I to judge? I think there is a whole discussion to be had about the state of the AR-15 market right now. It's as if someone had everything all laid out nicely on a table, and then the cousin with an extra chromosome came in and started smashing everything. No one's mad about it, but there's a lot of stuff all over the place, and maybe in the end we all will learn something from the experience. TacPack is an enthusiast subscription service that is focused on bringing you stuff you need straight to your door on a monthly basis. Every month is different, and you can be met with gun parts, accessories, cleaning gear, or even some bigger and cooler shenanigans. And because you're watching TGC, if you use the code TGC Knife, you'll get a free folding knife, TGC Tool, and you'll get a free pocket-sized multi-tool. And TGC Grip will get you a free AR grip. Only when you punch those in over at TacPack.com. It's time for More Friendly Fire, the segment where I answer your questions from all over social media. Our QOTW prize pack this week of the t-shirt and the 16-inch 5.56 barrel are brought to you again by Pew Pew Tactical. This week our questions are coming from Facebook. Our first one is from Kyle Baker, and he says, will the market ever bring down the price of thermal optics? Yes, of course. Much like every other electronic device out there, technology will get better over time and more efficient, and prices will come down. Granted, it might take a while, but they're going to come down. Clint Wooten says 9mm or 40 cal for law enforcement. There is no reason for the increased recoil of a 40 with the advancements in bullet technology for 9mm. I would bet that a huge percentage of LE only shoot when they're required to by work, and giving them something that might be a little bit easier to control and provide them with more ammo is a good thing. Justin Barber says, What's the next rifle to take the spotlight, or does the AR remain king? Until someone manages to come up with a system that does everything that an AR does better and cheaper, then nothing will overtake it here in the US. The modularity and cost are unrivaled. And our question of the week and winner of the Pew Pew Tactical Prize with the swag pack and the barrel is Austin Fink. He says, what's the best way we can help drive innovation in the industry? I would tell you to stop buying the products of the company that you're trying to get to innovate in the hopes that they may realize they need to sell product, but that hasn't worked out with Colt or Remington. So I think alternatively, you need to be inundating their social media feeds and emails with stuff you want them to do. Just saying innovate doesn't really help a ton. Tell these companies what you want. For example, hey HK, I want a revamped G36 that fires 50 Beowulf. Simple and to the point. See, that's how you do it. You tell them what you want. Great question, man. Be sure to send over your info so we can get you the prize. My friendly fire question to you guys this week. It's the holiday sales season. Tell me what the best deal you've seen so far is, or something that you bought because it was super duper cheap. Sound off in the comments and let me know. And hey, if you want your question answered right here on the show, send it to me over on theguncollective.com. And that is it for this week's show, guys. If you disliked that video, hit the button. If you liked it, hit like, hit subscribe, and consider supporting us via the links in the video description. We have an Amazon affiliate store and a place to purchase shirts because you guys love us. We love you. We got shirts so you can have a shirt if you want a shirt. There's shirts if you want one. You can buy one. It's like this one. It's kind of like not this exact one because it's mine, but like you can have one if you want it. All right. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to another or if. Sorry, Izzy. I mean something for. Let me do that one more time. Sorry, Izzy. Oh, that hurt. I'm sorry. I'm reading it and I'm trying to ad lib and it's not working. Why is it sticking? So much hair. One more time. The shirts worn in today's video on the Gun Collective have been provided by Patriot Patch. Closed captions have also been brought to you by Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to click the link in the video description to check out all of their great products, including their cleaning mats.